Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. Some sad news has been circulating around the internet for the past few days, and that is that apparently next Friday, June 27th, is going to be the last day that Cartoon Network is airing Checkered Past on the channel. Checkered Past launched on August 28th of the year 2023, so it's had about a 2-year run and was an instant hit when it first came on the channel. It was great to be seeing classics like Ed, Edd n Eddy, Courage the Cowardly Dog, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy back on the channel once again, airing reruns every single day, Monday through Friday. Checkered Past has seen some changes ever since it first launched back in August of 2023. As I said before, it was initially a Monday through Friday block, airing from 5 to 7 p.m., 2 hours a day of some classic Cartoon Network series. Later on, they took away Checkered Past Friday airtime in favor of introducing Toonami Rewind, which didn't last all that long, and shortly thereafter, they scaled Checkered Past back even further, making it that it aired Monday through Friday once again, but instead of the 5 to 7 p.m. 2-hour block that we had before, it was now airing from 5 to 6 p.m., giving it only 1 hour of airtime Monday through Friday, so 5 hours a week, as opposed to the 10 that we initially had. In my opinion, when they made this change for Checkered Past, making it only 1 hour a day as opposed to 2 hours a day, that was kind of the last nail in the coffin, so to speak, and it kind of sealed Checkered Past's fate in my mind. I feel like Checkered Past, since the day it launched, was such a fantastic idea. I remember making videos a few months after it first started airing on the channel saying that Checkered Past needs to be expanded upon. They need to add more shows to the lineup. They need to have it be 4 or 5 hours a day, and unfortunately, for whatever reason, that never happened, and instead of enhancing Checkered Past, instead of giving it a bigger presence on the channel, making it a larger block, they really didn't do much with it, and eventually scaled back the block. Instead of getting 10 hours a week, it got 5 hours a week. I just feel like Checkered Past, the big issue that I have with it, the way Cartoon Network handled it, is inherently Checkered Past is a fantastic idea. I've been saying for years, I've seen people online saying this within the comment section of my videos, Cartoon Network needs to air classic reruns on their channel. If you guys recall, back in the 2010s, mid to late 2010s, this was something that they did not do. They would never air reruns of anything that wasn't an ongoing series, and obviously today, looking at Cartoon Network, they've become much better at this. Heck, right now as I'm recording this video, I have regular show airing on Cartoon Network in the background, but Checkered Past was really the first step in doing that. It was the first step in seeing some of these classic shows from the golden age of Cartoon Network back on the channel once again. All they really did with that block, instead of, building upon it, they just occasionally would swap a show out here and there and mix up the lineup, but it was always the same batch of shows and the same batch of episodes from those respective shows. I can't tell you how many times I've seen on Checkered Past the episode where Courage and Eustace go to the diner that's run by the pig and his wife, and they are trying to serve human meat, or they want to serve dog meat, or whatever it is. That episode's been on so many times on Checkered Past. I've seen it so many times, and what happens is you tune off of Checkered Past, or at least I do, because I'm like, I just saw this a few weeks ago, I don't need to see this again. It's just so odd to me that Checkered Past, as I said before, is inherently such a fantastic idea, but instead of enhancing it and building upon the great idea they had, Cartoon Network kind of just let it sit there and really didn't do much with it. And in turn, what ends up happening is people start to lose interest in Checkered Past. Heck, I started to lose interest in Checkered Past. I love seeing Ed, Edd n Eddy on the channel once again. I love seeing Courage the Cowardly Dog, Dexter's Laboratory, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, but I wanted to see some other shows join that lineup as well. I had suggested in other videos that expand Checkered Past to 5 hours a night. Have it go from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Have it be that 5 p.m. is your creepy hour. You have Courage the Cowardly Dog and The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy on the channel. Then from 6 to 7 p.m. you have a show like Ed, Edd n Eddy and maybe Dexter's Laboratory on the channel. Then from 6 to 7 p.m. you have your action hour. You have Ben 10 with the likes of Generator Rex, or maybe Symbionic Titan on the channel, or maybe you make the action block 2 hours long and have the Powerpuff Girls join the fray, or maybe you add Samurai Jack to the mix as well. And basically what my idea was is you have a theme for every hour of Checkered Past. You have like blocks within the block. I think that would have been so cool to see. Or if they didn't want to go down that route, something else I had suggested in the past is every day have it be a different era of Cartoon Network airing on Checkered Past, so that way you have some variety in your lineup. But instead, Checkered Past became stale and it was stagnant as Cartoon Network really didn't do anything with it. And inevitably, what's going to happen if you just air the same episodes over and over again of the same few series, people are going to stop tuning into your block Checkered Past. What happens then? Okay, we pull back the block, we scale it back. Instead of being 10 hours a week, now it's 5 hours a week, Monday through Friday. Then all of a sudden we hear, hey, it's being canceled, it's being turned off, it's not going to be on the air anymore. And it's just really a shame to be seeing because, again, I think inherently Checkered Past was such a great idea, but they really just kind of sat on it and didn't do anything with it. It's like you had a great idea from the start. I always thought it should have been longer than 2 hours a day. It should have been 4 or 5 hours a day from the get-go. They didn't do that. Should have been on the weekends as well. Saturday and Sunday, Cartoon Network past 5 p.m. is abysmal. They didn't do that either. Instead of trying to build upon this great idea, you just let it fall apart and it went into shambles, and now it's going to be off the air. The one thing I'm very curious about, or two things I should say coming out of this announcement or this news that we have here, is number one, does that mean we're going to start seeing some other Cartoon Network classics air on the channel once again? If you've noticed over the past couple years with Cartoon Network, outside of the 30th anniversary, and I discussed this in some other videos as well, they've really only been airing reruns of older series from the year 2010 or beyond. They don't air reruns of shows from 2009 or prior on the channel. Why is that the case? I don't know. Speculation is, oh, is it because these shows are made in SD, standard definition, instead of HD, high definition? I highly doubt that's the case, but nevertheless, it's something that's real and it's something that exists on the channel. For some reason, they don't like to air any series that came out prior to 2010 on the channel, outside of the occasional airing of Ben 10. Does this mean we're now going to see these shows like the Powerpuff Girls, Ed and Eddie, the Grid Adventures of Billy and Mandy be added into Cartoon Network's lineup? Maybe even you decide to do something with Boomerang now. Maybe you decide to actually air classic shows on Boomerang. You know, the entire reason that channel existed in the first place was to air old shows from Hanna-Barbera's library. Maybe you do that with Cartoon Network's library now, but of course that remains to be seen. And the second thing that I was referring to before, and the last thing I want to mention before signing out, is if we look at Cartoon Network's schedule from 5 p.m. to midnight after Checkered Past signs off. So this is on Monday, June 30th. At 5 p.m. we have King of the Hill, which goes on to 6:30 p.m. when Bob's Burger comes on. At 9 p.m. we have Family Guy on until 11:30 p.m. at night when Rick and Morty comes onto the channel. So essentially we're replacing Checkered Past with more King of the Hill and Bob's Burgers. Of course, it's everything everyone has always wanted to see from Cartoon Network. No, we're not tuning into Cartoon Network to see your classic shows. We're not tuning into Cartoon Network to see your current offerings. We're tuning into Cartoon Network to see all of these Fox adult-oriented animated series. Who doesn't want more King of the Hill on the channel? Who doesn't want more Bob's Burgers? I know I surely do. I just remember as a kid back in the day, every time King of the Hill would come on to Cartoon Network when, you know, they actually aired Adult Swim at like 10 p.m. or 9 at night, anytime it would come on the channel, I'd instantly tune off of Cartoon Network because it's like, I don't want to be seeing this on Cartoon Network. And it's like, I just don't understand why Adult Swim is turning into basically King of the Hill, Bob's Burger, and Family Guy. Like, wasn't Adult Swim meant to be a little bit more than that? Wasn't it meant to be more than just those 3 series with a little bit of Rick and Morty thrown in there as well? It's just really a shame to be seeing what's happening to Cartoon Network, because it's like, we have the fact that Cartoon Network isn't getting new shows on Cartoon Network anymore. You know, the Cartoon Network Studios shows are going to Hulu and Amazon Prime Video and other places as opposed to, you know, Cartoon Network, the actual channel you're making the shows for in the first place. And now we have Adult Swim becoming worse and worse. It's like, what is the future of this channel? I wouldn't be shocked if it's no more within the next half decade. I said this in my video on Monday, but like, this news just further cements the fact that Warner Brothers Discovery just really could care less about the channel itself, and it's really showing, because right now it's essentially an empty husk with nothing really left to offer. Anyways, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. What do you guys think about the fact that Checkered Past is signing off a week from today on June 27th? Are you really disappointed to see that this is the end of Checkered Past? And do you agree with me that Cartoon Network really didn't handle the block all that well? Like, it was great from the start as a concept, but they really should have built upon it and expanded on their idea. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.